All right, I'm on hole number 8 of the 2020 Winter Major. I'm in the opening round of the Rookie Division. Hole number 8. Epic fail on hole number 7. Put myself in the perfect spot and did not get the eagle. I'm going to use a grizzly and a turkey. And in my main account, I'm using a turkey ball because it cuts the wind down, and my red line is going to be right there. Now, you can move your red line forward. If you bring out a Goliath, you'll have tons of room out here. So the other way that you could come at this hole, and I'm strongly thinking about this, the other way that you could come at this hole is you could bring a lower ball so that you can be right here where your red line's at, and you could be at minimum guardian, and you could go at it with a guardian, and that's not a bad way to go at it. You're at minimum club, and you've taken everything out of play. What's going to happen with that guardian is unless you slice it, you're going to end up on the green somewhere right here. You take your putt and you move on. So, if you've got lower developed stuff and you're trying to standardize this hole's causing you any problems at all, especially if you've been doing the shot that's down here in this little neck. First time you hit the rough over here, then you need to quit doing that shot. That's an epic fail. You cannot end up with a par on a par 3. You need to leave here with nothing less than a birdie. So if you're having any issues down in this little area right here, and you don't want to use your Goliath, you can use your Goliath. It'll push you forward, or you can bring a smaller ball and get in your wood range and bring your guardian. What level guardian? Level 1 will work. Anything better than level 1? Even better. I'm going to go at it with a grizzly and a power 2 ball. It does put me right down there where you have to make a really good wind adjustment with the power 2 ball. Power 3 ball would give me a little bit more maneuverability, so I'm going to bring a power 3. And the deal is that what I don't like about shots like this is where you have to adjust, and you have to adjust into the sand. The second that you're in the sand, where you're starting off, wind affects you different when you start making adjustments over the sand. And it can throw you off where you will come down here and just barely clip that rough. And I don't want to clip that rough. I want to be on the green up there going for a hole-in-one. So grizzly, Titan, the king of balls. It says so. All right. Junior from the Guns of Anarchy. Playing the Kings of Golf. That's why we're the Kings of Golf, because we're sponsored by the King of Balls, Titan. Kings of Golf, sponsored by Titan, the King of Balls. So my opponent is down in that area with a Saturn. Love Saturns. Of all of my long irons, I've played the most with a Saturn. I trust the numbers. I like the numbers in a Saturn, especially if you're playing in upward tours. The thing about a Saturn is it's right there at 2 per ring. For a lot of its life, it hangs out right at 2 per ring, and then when it gets upper level, it's 1.9. Super easy to make wind adjustments. When you've got a 100% accurate club and you've got a 12 wind and you got to do a 12 ring pull with that, it can sometimes you can get off just in doing the pulls. The Saturn is very easy to make wind adjustments, and there's not much you can't get done with a Saturn. Top spin, back spin, curl, accurate, ball guide. Doesn't have the greatest ball guide in the world, doesn't have the greatest accuracy in the world, but it's not a bad club. And this hole right here, I'm doing a plus 20% wind adjustment. So that's 3-3. It's going to be 6-6. It's going to be a 4-ring adjustment. And I'm still going to have to get over that sand to do my adjustment. That ball's not helping me, just because of the backspin. So I think I may bring a different club other than the Grizzly. No, that was anticipation on my part. That was just anticipation. And I hit that great to the left and I ended up great to the right. That is what's happening to me on some of these holes. So I hit it perfect and it seems like it's going at it. And I hit it great to the left or the right and it ends up on the opposite side of the cup. And I think that's because a lot of the landing zones are at an angle. And it's one of those deals where if you move the ball to the left, it wants to go to the right, and you move it to the right and it wants to go to the left. But I think I might change my club on that from a Grizzly to a Saturn. And some of you out there might be going, Saturn, man, that thing sucks. Hey, your Saturn is an awesome club. And I play with it so much that I have 100% faith in my numbers on my Saturn. The Grizzly's kind of a new addition to the bag. I've only been playing with it for the last 3 or so months because before the club card trading, if you're really new to the game, this club card trading where you can trade in your maxed out common cards, the week before that happened, they buffed a bunch of the clubs. They gave some buffs to clubs that were basically useless to try and make them so that they were viable. They still may be useless for most of their life, but when a lot of these even lower level epics, when they get maxed out, and in upper level, they become a really good club. Grim Reaper, great example. Long iron, what is that? A T1 club. When it gets to level 6, it's more accurate than your Saturn, and it has 100% backspin. So they made some of those clubs better. The Grizzly was one that they completely reworked because before it was like calling it a turd is a gross libel against turds. I mean, it was below that. It was there was never a point in the Grizzlies' lifespan where you would ever use that club, where it was ever like the club. Like, hey, when it's at level 3 where you're at, there was never a time. It was just a club that you got useless cards for. But they changed it and made it actually very usable. And so it actually plays almost to the point where it's like more accurate than 100%. All right, that was hole number 8 of the 2020 Winter Major and the opening round of the Rookie Division. Thanks for watching.